YouTube, this is Nash Taters. Welcome back to another episode of LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed. So today we're going to do the final part of which units to farm for Glyph Hunt, Pip Town United, and Monolith Waste. Now this one's going to be obviously for the end games or the late game players because we already covered the first two parts. So Glyph Town, you're going to be doing map 5 and map 6. Map 5 is pretty much the best map in terms of farming some really powerful units. You're going to continue farming Burnabus, Aurora, and Kai if you need a solid attacker. And the new unit that you'll be potentially taking a look at would be Yuppie. He is a pretty nice unit. He has a super move and he has a resurrection move. Now he is going to be on your builder team, which is going to be very crucial when you're trying to clear the later content requiring you to use a full builder team. Map 6, will you continue to try to perhaps do Yuppie, and then that's pretty much where it ends because it is pretty hard. So once you start clearing everything, perhaps you might go for the glider or the basically this one is going to be used if you have Aurora. It's really nice because it allows Aurora to constantly use her reviving skills. A very powerful combo. In fact, that's actually a couple of pieces of the actual best team in the entire game in terms of arena, which 99.999% of us will not be able to obtain. Let's take a look at Pip Town. Again, node 5, really nothing to look forward to here other than your chance at trying to start getting Highwayman. Now, he is a really good attacker. He can actually use stealth as well, so he is less likely to get hit. Just be wary, of course, AoE will still have a chance to hit him. Node 6, not much going on here, other than maybe you want to come to start looking for Forbidden Island to improve your Pirates team. The final map is going to be Monolith. I am working on this one, but there's really not much going on here either. Like I said, other than if you're trying to go for the glider, and then of course, you can do the Forbidden Island here as well to increase the strength of your Pirates team. Actually, another quick thing to add for the Pip Town United. Here is basically you're looking for all the fancy plans, which are going to be the final pieces of the puzzle to get all of your units to gear level 6. And you need gear level 6 to activate all of the super moves on the units that actually have super moves. So obviously this is what I'm doing, and these are pretty hard because again my builder team isn't quite as strong. So ideally you want to get several of the nodes here to gold, so that way you can just loot them instead of actually having to replay them over and over. I'm trying to really get this one because I need the quiver so I can get these two pirate units to gear level 6. Now let's quickly take a look at Forbidden Island. Now this one basically is just an improvement over the raft. Unfortunately, it doesn't allow your team to counter. And I think the key thing here is it really emphasizes your Captain Redbeard. On level 5 of the 4th skill, it deals damage for Captain Redbeard. It also can do an additional damage. And also it can increase a chance to do a debuff with another stack of time bombs. So basically this entire set, it just really instigates the idea of throwing time bombs at enemy units. So very good at taking out enemy tanks. But that's something to consider. But the raft is still pretty much one of the better things to use because of the fact that it allows you to do assists, which can put up a quite amount of damage if your whole team just so happen to be triggered in doing damage. And let's take a quick look at the units that we talked about in terms of the nodes. Of course, Aurora is going to be, again, your most powerful unit perhaps in terms of reviving / healing. And then let's take a quick look at Highwayman and Yuppie. So Highwayman can do a lot of damage. He can do 120% of his damage and have a chance to debilitate. He can do more critical damage up and trigger stealth. His big guns deals 120% damage to target foe and inflicts grit down for 3 turns. And if he has stealth, he can do additional 30% damage. Whenever Hyperman has stealth, he has 15% crit chance, and whenever he gains health, he also gains speed up. He also has a super move, which deals damage to a single foe, and then additional damage for each debuff. So he is pretty much a solid attacker. Now let's take a look at Yuppie. I feel like I need to definitely get him, because he's going to go really well to finish off my builder's team. He deals 100% damage on his basic, and if he has 5+ of that, which will be termination, then he can gain dodge up. But a hero that is inflicted over for 2 turns is granted critical chance and speed up. He can also reassemble, which means resurrection, and gives them 30% of their max health back. Increase their pet by 50% if that grants that hero hardy, and then increase their pet by 50%. And then of course he has a super move, which deals to a single target, and then it gets additional 10% damage for each stack. And since he can have a maximum of 5 stacks of termination, he can basically do upwards to 150% damage. This will result in rid of all of his termination stacks, and then all active heroes assist for 50% damage. Wow, that is silly. Yuppie is inflicted with Dizzy for 1 turn though, so it does have a drawback, but man, all active heroes assist for 50% damage? What? So imagine if you had like 2 or 3 attackers, you're pretty much guaranteed to kill a dude, I feel like. Pretty nice, pretty nice. So that's all the solid units that you could be farming in the later nodes. And to be honest, the bulk of your farming probably be done in the beginning stage and the mid stage. The end game stage is pretty much where you're done with a lot of your units that you're done farming. Then you can kind of like expand your lineup. So this game is really a game that you need to place a lot of investment in over time. And I don't mean time in sessions played. I mean time as a number of days played. So I would imagine around month 6 is pretty much where you will have a lot of your units maxed out, and you can kind of start having more fun in terms of building random units. But all in all, always remember that synergy matters a lot more than individual units. In the future, I do plan on making sort of a tier list. I personally don't think there needs to be a specific tier list for individual figures, but more so of a tier list of how figures match in terms of with their teams. I think that's a better way to look at how units are ranked in this game. A lot of people feel like gacha games need tier lists, but much like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, some of the factions are more important than simply an individual of that faction alone. So we'll make a discussion in another video in a later time. I think that's all the time I have for this video. I want to thank you for watching this little mini-series where we talk about which units to farm for the campaign mode. As always, if you enjoy this content, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and take care of yourself and all your loved ones. Nash Taters out.